Well, happening right now, Portland City Council is more than 6 hours into a marathon budget meeting. There's a live look. It started at noon following a different council meeting this morning and is set to go well into the night tonight. City councilors are listening to the public and each other about the proposed city budget and how to close a shortfall of more than $90 million. All right, well, we are getting a little bit of a late start tonight on our programming. We've had some technical issues here at KGW, but we made it and we're here with you. Now back to the story. Mayor Keith Wilson submitted his $8 billion budget proposal earlier this month. He wants to provide more funding for public safety, homelessness, and city cleanup, while eliminating some city staff positions and reducing maintenance at city parks. Today, councilors got to present their amendments to the mayor's plan, and there were more than a few. The 12 city councilors submitted a whopping 126 budget amendments, and some of them are already setting off some fireworks. So many people signed up to make public comment that it would have taken 7.5 hours to get through it all. Council decided to give them 2 hours. Many of them spoke out around public safety in Portland. The mayor wants to add nearly $20 million to police, fire, and Portland street response, but several councilors want to take money away from the police budget and direct it to other things. Councilor Candace Avalos wants to send $1.9 million of police money to parks. Councilor Steve Novick wants to decrease police spending by $2 million and send that money to parks and have unarmed public safety specialists to do welfare checks instead of police. Councilor Samir Kanal wants to reduce money spent on police overtime hours and convert it to one-time funds instead of ongoing. And Councilor Angelita Murillo wants to send $2 million of money earmarked for police towards Vision Zero and traffic safety improvements. Public safety, always bringing lots of public comment.
So many people come in and talk about how they've been victimized, how their apartments have been broken into, their cars have been broken into, condos, houses, and what they can do, and ask, what can the police do for us? And the answer we get is, we're trying, but there's not enough police out there. So I'm here to support the mayor's budget when it comes to fully funding the police so we can hire the amount of people that we need to support Portlanders and the victims that are here.
Police cannot solve our housing affordability crisis. Luxury apartments sit vacant while people languish on waiting lists for affordable housing. Police cannot change the fact that Oregon was number 49 and 50 in the nation for substance use and mental health treatment access. Police cannot answer phones for the overworked case managers juggling 3 agencies to get their clients into housing. Police can't open a spot in a treatment program or give traumatized people therapy after years of sleeping outside.
Now, just about an hour ago, Council started talking about some of the amendments, including to the police budget. And Portland Police Chief Bob Day warned councilors about taking money away from his department.
And we have been talking about this since the 1st of January, and we've been talking about this for almost 35 years of my service in the Police Bureau. And the reckoning is it a priority or is it not? I believe it is. I believe it is based upon not only my experience, but based upon the numbers, the facts, the conversations, the relationships, the sadness I see and hear in the victims' voices at their lack of services, our lack of responsiveness, our inability to engage, our inability to provide the level of service that Portlanders deserve and expect.
Now, another controversial proposal came from councilors Mitch Green and Jamie Dunphy to cut millions meant for Prosper Portland. Now, that's the agency responsible for economic development and helping small businesses. Within just the last hour, we learned that amendment failed. But it sounds like council will be wanting to discuss the funding for that group in the future. Tonight, council must approve a budget of sorts before leaving, but that is not the final approval. Similar to Multnomah County's budget talks, the approval is basically saying that it's the working document that councilors can still make changes to before adopting the finalized budget on June 18th. Now, one thing that did happen earlier today before all the budget talks, Council's approval of the largest water and sewer rate increase in more than a decade. Rates will go up by more than 6%. OPB reports the average household bill would be around $160 a month. The rate hike takes effect in July. Now, one of the more contentious amendments introduced today was introduced by Councilor Steve Novick, who represents Southeast. He floated the idea of closing 2 community centers and using that money for city park maintenance instead. John Adams has been following that for us, and he's at City Hall with the details. John.
Hey Blair, Novick's amendment would close the Multnomah Art Center, which is located in Southwest Portland, and the Community Music Center in Southeast Portland. Since it was proposed, it's been met with shock and pushback. Now, over the last 7 decades, Portland's Community Music Center has been a place for students to learn music and get affordable lessons. The center is housed in an old Portland firehouse, which has deferred maintenance that needs to be addressed. But board members told me they were caught off guard by the proposal that would shutter the program completely.
So we know there's deferred maintenance, but we were never told that it was on the chopping block or to be closed. There's all sorts of research about how music helps people in their lives. It decreases drug use, it decreases absentee in schools. It'll be a huge loss for the city if it closes.
So John, talk to me. How has reaction from the public been so far?
Well, Blair, there's been a lot of reaction today. Like we heard earlier, there were 7 hours worth of testimony people signed up for today. Leaders from both of these centers urged people to come out and share their thoughts about why they want these centers to stay open, and they sure did. Of the 2 hours of testimony that city council members heard today, the majority of those testimonials were of people who wanted these 2 centers to stay open. Blair.
And it is worth noting that when Mayor Keith Wilson released his initial budget proposal, a big selling point of his was that all community centers would stay open. It'd be quite the reversal if that ends up not being the case. John Adams at City Hall tonight. We'll keep an eye on that amendment. John, thank you.